We managed to stay dry the last couple of days. Now we could be seeing a chance of showers once again in the forecast. The timing of it all.
Then there's no end in sight to airport trouble across the nation. We take a look at what's being done to help and how local airports are doing tonight.
Good evening. We're glad you're with us here on the Night Report on KREM 2 News. I'm Sydney Schofield. Tonight, the investigation is reopening into the double-decker bus that crashed into the Cedar Street Viaduct in downtown Spokane back in January. Spokane Transit Authority's CEO says a call to dispatch was made warning about inconsistencies with the software the driver was using ahead of the crash. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy tells us what we know so far and where the investigation goes from here.
Several people were injured once a double-decker bus hit a Cedar Street viaduct in downtown Spokane on January 18th. Spokane Transit Authority conducted an investigation into the crash once it happened. They found the driver was on the wrong route, which lacked clearance for the bus, and the driver did not verify the route using official reference materials, which is required by policy. That was released last Friday after a 2-month-long investigation. But STA CEO Carl Otterstrom says a dispatch call made hours before the crash was only discovered Monday.
This was new information, a new call that was not fully vetted or understood.
That call came from another bus driver around 6 a.m. reporting issues with the agency's CAD system, technology that helps track routes in real time. The crash then happened later in the afternoon that day.
What the dispatcher did with the information from that call, that's part of what we need to understand.
Otterstrom says the CAD system is meant to assist drivers, but official routes are still provided through printed instructions known as paddles.
The published materials are the official route information. The CAD system is an augmentation.
Still, STA previously acknowledged the system issues the day of the crash. Now questions remain about why the dispatch call wasn't flagged sooner.
That's part of what we're trying to understand right now.
STA says the investigation will reopen and an independent reviewer will be brought in to examine what might have been missed. The agency says findings will be made public, but notes the case could involve potential litigation.
Our efforts are to provide as much information as we can as soon as we can.
Otterstrom says it's too early to determine whether the update points to human error or system failure, or both. For now, the focus is on understanding whether the early warning could have made a difference. Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
All right, it's time to talk weather now. Let's get to our outdoor weather center with meteorologist Cody Proctor. Cody, we had a dry couple days, but we're expecting showers tomorrow?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Sydney. We are looking to see those showers moving in tomorrow morning. So sometime towards the latter part of our next 12 hours. Taking a look outside over at downtown Spokane, we have been seeing some beautiful dry conditions, enjoying that part for right now, so I'm glad it's dry at the moment. But as we take a look at our temperatures, we're at 48 degrees this evening. We've been seeing those winds coming out of the southwest at 9 miles per hour tonight. Around our region, most of our temperatures mostly in the upper 40s to low 50s at this time with some clear skies. That might lead to some of our overnight temperatures feeling even colder because of those clear conditions for now. However, we did see on our satellite radar map, looks like some moisture is picked up throughout parts of eastern Washington heading towards Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. That is continuing to move off for us at the moment. Now, hour by hour, here's what we're looking at. As we head into the rest of tonight, our temperatures mostly tracking down into the mid-40s for us. But again, tomorrow morning, that's when we start to see those showers move into our region. And it could be staying with us throughout most of the day from what I'm seeing. Paired up with that, we're also looking at some breezy to gusty winds, particularly for Wednesday. And then those temperatures continue to cool down more. We're looking at highs on Thursday into the upper 40s, but there is a warm up on the way after that. I'll have more coming up in your full forecast.
All right, looking forward to that, Cody. Thank you. The Department of Homeland Security has been shut down for more than a month now. The Senate is scheduled to leave for a 2-week recess at the end of this week. But with no end of the shutdown in sight, travelers are dealing with exorbitant lines all over the country. Yesterday alone, more than 11.5% of all TSA officers called out of work nationwide. That's the most since the shutdown started. At the heart of the disagreement that caused this shutdown is immigration enforcement tactics, including the use of masks. Today, ICE agents were sent to airports across the country to assist.
ICE was my idea. First person I called was Tom Homan. I said, what do you think? He said, I think it's great. Then I saw today there was some masks on. I didn't think the masks were appropriate. I put out a statement and I asked them, would it be possible to take off the mask?
Now, Border Czar Tom Homan said he envisioned ICE agents stepping in to help TSA agents with non-specialized tasks, things like monitoring exits to speed up the airports with the longest lines. And today we went to the Spokane airport to find out if ICE agents would be deployed there and what wait times were like for travelers in the inland Northwest. Our Regan Gallo reports.
Well, here in Spokane, travelers tell me it's been smooth sailing for Spokane International Airport, but they say it does depend on where you're coming from. At Spokane International Airport, I have watched TSA lines stay short all day for departing passengers, and there have been no ICE agents working along TSA agents. Security staff tell me it has been busier at ticketing than at security checkpoint. A spokesperson with Spokane International Airport tells me in an email, ICE is a federal agency and the airport is not involved with their operations. We are not aware of any ICE deployment at GEG at this time. Today I spoke with several people arriving in Spokane. Most say their travel was smooth.
It seemed smooth sailing in Minneapolis. The line was backed up in Duluth, and it was just kind of unique because there were only 2 workers that had to do everything, so it took really a long time to get through.
Yeah, I've had a few friends that are traveling out of Atlanta, totally opposite experience of what I had today. So
Easy from Nashville.
Easy from Nashville, no issues. Can't believe TSA employees are still showing up, going on 3 weeks of no paycheck, but God bless them.
I've been in several airports, Miami, Philly, Atlanta, Minneapolis, Green Bay. No issues. There is a little bit of a moving around in some terminals. Some are closed and they'll move you to another one, but generally it's been a very good experience.
Showed up to the airport a couple of hours early and coming from San Antonio, Texas, and quite honestly, it was a breeze.
CNN reports about 14 different airports may see ICE agents assisting with TSA operations. Spokane nor Seattle airports are seen on that list. As of now, Phoenix's Sky Harbor may be the only airport on the West Coast seeing ICE agents on site. Now, airport officials also tell me that 225,000 seats have already been purchased for the month of March, and for April, it's already over 214,000. So for those spring break travelers, they say to get here early. For now, I'm reporting in Spokane, Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
Well, you heard Regan mention it, but just to be clear, over on the west side at SeaTac, they say they've been in contact with federal partners, but they've not been told to expect ICE agents yet. SeaTac also said right now they have staff in places that ICE agents would be sent to help out with. LaGuardia Airport reopened this afternoon following the Air Canada flight's runway accident with a truck late last night. The NTSB and its Canadian counterpart, the Transportation Safety Board of Canada, are investigating the crash that killed both the pilot and the co-pilot.
They've been able to at least verify that the cockpit voice recorder was not damaged. They'll begin work on the FDR, the flight data recorder, tomorrow. And hopefully we'll have information to share.
The jet had more than 70 passengers and 4 crew members on board. About 40 people were taken to the hospital, including some with serious injuries.
Yeah, but there was some people that were bleeding pretty horribly. Yeah, I mean, most of the injuries were people banging their heads, so there was a lot of just bleeding, but it wasn't like a lot of people broken their legs or anything like that.
We have lots more to cover here on the Night Report, including the very latest on Washington Governor Bob Ferguson's meeting today with the NBA. Find out what it could mean for the return of a Seattle basketball team. Plus, you already know gas prices are high right now. We'll find out just how much higher they are than they were last month and whether relief is in sight. That story is ahead in 8 minutes.